Are you starting to think about homeschool next year but want something a little more hands-off for mom? Are you thinking about homeschool but worried that you don't have the time for it? Or are you considering homeschooling and want your child to have some leadership opportunities or maybe some extra career and college guidance? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary, high school, and recent high school graduate. Today I'm really excited to be sharing about some of the new programs that Legacy Online School is offering. I am going to be doing a full walkthrough of their learning management system, their LMS, as well as some of their new offerings that they have. I do have a full review and walkthrough of Legacy Online School that I'm going to leave linked in the description box. I also have a corresponding blog post for this video that has more information and helpful links, so I'm going to also leave that linked for you in the description box below. So if you do not know, Legacy Online School is an accredited online private school that homeschoolers can use to fulfill their homeschool requirement in their state. Now, because it is a private school, sometimes people can get a little bit confused as to how that associates with homeschooling. It is not like a private school, like you would enroll your student in a private school in your home state. You would still be homeschooling, so you still have to fulfill the homeschool requirements. Instead, Legacy Online School is the curriculum that you would be using for your homeschool student. You would take all of that progress, all of the grading that Legacy Online School does, and utilize that for any end of year reporting that you need to do in your specific state. So you are going to want to still follow your homeschool laws. This is just going to be the tool that you use to teach your child. There are several different options for Legacy Online School, which I think is really cool. You can enroll in group learning environments where you have a teacher on the screen teaching a group of students. I believe the class size is around 10, and they are on the East Coast, so it is East Coast time. It would be very much like a traditional online school where you are attending specific classes at specific times, and then you would have homework assignments. There would be collaboration between students for projects or whatnot. That is one of the options. However, if you do not live on the East Coast or you want some more flexibility, they do offer asynchronous options. You are still getting all of the same information, but you are able to do the classes when it works best for you. You're still getting the same class, the same assignments, the same interaction with the teacher, but you can take the class, you can watch the videos at the best time for you, which is perfect if you do a lot of traveling or if you are out of the United States. It is also an option that way as well. And then finally, you can also just choose a couple of courses if you are looking for some specific help in a couple of different courses. That is also an option, that part-time enrollment option. So Legacy Online School is an accredited K-12 school. They offer classes for kindergarten through 12th grade. They are accredited by the WASC as well as the College Board, which means that they offer all kinds of AP classes that your high schooler can take and then take the AP exam to try and get college credit. They have the normal core classes, the math, English, social studies, and science, but they also have a lot of elective options, which is really nice in an online school. Sometimes you are just getting the core classes, but Legacy Online School does offer some elective options for all the different ages, elementary, middle, and high school. There are different classes for the different ages, obviously, and I do have links that will go to the specific classes for elementary, middle, and high school in that blog post that I talked about linking below. So recently, Legacy Online School started to offer a bunch of new programs I'm really excited about. The first is the virtual field trips, and I think that this is amazing. They have virtual field trips for kindergarten through 12th grade. There are different options, again, for the different levels, elementary, middle, and high school. And not only are they able to get that immersive experience of a field trip, but there are also live Q&As. There are extra activities that the child can do. There are some, PDF files with extra facts, which I think is really cool. It can help lead into passion project-based learning, which I think is so important. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that's a big focus of our homeschool. Having some of these virtual field trips might help put your student on a path for a particular career direction or something that they want to explore more. And I think that that is so much fun. And they do have a lot of different examples on their website. One of the things I really like about Legacy Online School is that they do offer so much information on their website already. There is a parent handbook, which goes through pretty much everything with regards to learning from Legacy Online School, all of the classes, what you're expected to do, different course schedules, all of that kind of stuff. But then they do have samples of the virtual field trips that you can look at, a couple of minutes here and there, as well as some of the extra activities. I think that there is just such a wealth of information there. And then if you are looking for more information, you can get in contact with one of their advisors. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, but it kind of fits in here as well. When you have questions, their advisors are so wonderful to talk to. They will help walk you through and give you so much information as to the direction that you should go. It's kind of a partnership between the parent, the student, and the school. So I love that. I think that having the option for somebody else to teach your child is something that a lot of people need right now. There are so many options available for home education now. It has really blossomed in the past 5 years. I've mentioned this a lot. Homeschooling has grown so much since COVID, and parents are starting to think differently about education and understanding that they have so many more tools available to help their kids learn what they need and want to learn. And so I think it's just such a great program to have that ability, especially for parents that maybe both work outside the home or have different schedules or may not feel as confident about teaching particular subjects. I never want anybody to feel like homeschooling is not accessible. Homeschooling is very accessible, but it really depends on the choices that you want to make as the parent. Some parents want to be completely involved in every subject. Some want to be more hands-off. Some do have to work alternative schedules with their homeschooling because they work outside of the house. So Legacy Online School is a great option for people that need a little bit more flexibility. Another new program that Legacy Online School has recently implemented is a student leadership program. This is open to middle and high school students, and it helps them with problem solving and critical thinking skills. They work on group projects. They work on community service projects, and building skills like communication and problem solving is something that I feel like maybe a lot of schools are not teaching these days, and they are such important skills for our students to learn. They also started including annual spotlight awards for leadership as well as academic excellence, and I think that that's really encouraging. These are awards that your student is nominated for. There is a self-nomination form. However, mostly teachers and advisors will be doing those nominations for the students. And one of my favorite features of Legacy Online School is their career and college guidance. And I think that this is something that everybody needs. And it's something that definitely can be a little bit lacking in the homeschool community, because in public schools, they have guidance counselors. Well, as homeschoolers, you don't necessarily know all of the things. It's really challenging. For instance, I've been trying to get a date for an SAT test for one of my students, and it has been incredibly challenging. It's not as easy to find the information or even find participating schools that will work with homeschoolers. So the fact that Legacy Online School has college and career advisors at the ready, that is amazing. They will sit you down and walk through all of the different options. They help map out the whole high school trajectory, what you're interested in, what classes you ought to be taking. Like I said earlier, they do have the AP courses that you can take and then sit for an AP test. I think that's incredible. There's all kinds of information about CLEP tests as well. I think that that is probably one of my favorite features of Legacy Online School, just all of that advisory work, especially because that takes a lot of pressure off of mom because they have that information already, whereas I have to spend an awful lot of time Googling or asking ChatGPT or reading books, whereas they have college and career counselors at the ready for you. Legacy Online School does also offer free live classes to test out. You can go through a class, you can explore their learning management system and really deep dive into what it would be like if your student was using this program for their homeschool. I think that that is an absolute must. Before you even talk to an advisor, it would be good to kind of just dig around and see what it is like. I'm going to walk through some of my favorite features of the LMS, as well as some of the new programs that are on the website I want to share with you and kind of help you navigate, because there is so much information there. So I'm going to screen share now and share all of that information with you. Okay guys, so when you go to the Legacy Online School website, this is what you're going to see. They have this great menu up here. I'm really going to be focusing on this community tab because I really wanted to highlight some of the extra options that they have. However, first I do want to show that you can go and join a trial class. They have open houses. You can look at the different scholarships that they have. They have offered some new scholarships recently, including the Step Up Scholarships, Oregon Scholarships, Maine Children's Scholarship Fund, which is great for Maine homeschoolers, of which I am one of them, and Hope Scholarships, as well as the Alabama Choose Act scholarships. So you can come in and see if you qualify for any of these. And then the other section is the academic section. You can see all of the curriculum, the elementary, middle, and high school if you want that separated out, advanced placement courses, gifted and talented program, the part-time courses. If you are just looking to do a part-time enrollment, you'll want to look here. But let's go to the community tab. And first, let's go over to the virtual field trips. So the virtual field trip section is going to give you some options for example field trips. So here's one for kindergarten. Let's learn about our government. And so you can click on this. It does give you a little preview that you can look at, and you can play the preview. There's closed caption preview. It does have some extra information, what your students will learn. If you want to look at the standards for the video, and then resources, you cannot click on these because this is just the preview page, but this is what would be available. But if you are enrolled, you would be able to take part in some of these virtual field trips. So they do have a few different options that you can preview for elementary school, and then also for middle school. You just get a little bit more information when you get to the middle school, different subjects that maybe more middle schoolers would understand and be interested in. I really like this Access Mars one. I think that that would be a lot of fun to do. And then you do get into high school and scholarships and internships, pathways to your career. I really like that. I think that that would be very helpful for all high schoolers. Change makers in action, manufacturing, the future of aviation. These are just some of the examples of the virtual field trips. I really, really love this. And you can see here, it tells you the features of the trip, who the teacher is, what time it is, all of that kind of stuff. Another new program that they have is the Student Leadership Program. And again, it just tells you all about the Student Leadership Program, the benefits of it, what you would be doing, how to get involved, all of that kind of stuff. And then it does talk a little bit about the Leadership and Impact Award, which is one of the new annual awards that they are giving. And again, how to get nominated for that award. The other section that I think is super valuable is this career and college guidance section. You are able to enroll in an accredited school, which I know is important to a lot of people. And it does give you the option for some advanced placement courses, SAT prep, their advisory board and guidance, as well as CLEP exams. Because they partner with the College Board, it just gives you a lot more options that is a little bit easier to manage as an online accredited private school rather than a homeschooler. And I did mention this in my previous video about Legacy Online School. They do have a lot of virtual clubs and extracurricular activities, which your students are absolutely able to participate in. And I think that this gives your student a little bit of an opportunity to get together with other students, have some collaboration, make some friends, work on some fun projects together. There's all kinds of different options available. Now we are going to log into the Legacy Online School Learning Management System, their LMS. You have all kinds of different options. These are just some of the sample classes. I do not believe that every class is in here. So we can just choose maybe artificial intelligence in the world, and then it tells you the activities for the course. You have the different modules, and it's going to walk you through each particular section of the module. You'll have all of this information available to you in your own learning management system, and the schedule will, obviously be based on whether you are doing live classes or you're doing asynchronous, but it's very easy to navigate, and you just kind of go through.
It has been predicted. On big screens, on little screens, and in books, robots taking over.
So I picked this one just for fun, but you can go through and highlight different things. You can print out things if you are working on a particular document. You can click up here to see your current module progress and go to the next page, see exactly what you need to be doing. It does give you a checklist for your class. And of course, it's going to depend on what class you are doing. So it's going to give you all of the classes right here, and you can just move to the next one. You have your to-do list, which is going to say exactly what you need to work on, and it also gives your activity stream so you can see what you've been working on. If you come over to the menu, you can get into your grades section, which will show all of your grades for all of the courses that you're enrolled in. Obviously, you're not going to be enrolled in all of these courses, but this does give you a kind of like a sample of some of the courses: Algebra 1 and 2, Anatomy and Physiology, AI, Biology, Chemistry, Consumer Math, Earth Space Science, Economics with Financial Literacy. I think that would be really good. English 1, 2, 3, 4, Environmental Science, Fitness, Lifestyle Design, Geometry, Integrated Biology, Life Management Skills, lots of different options. This is again for high school. You have a notes section where you can come in and see any notes. You have an inbox if you are communicating with the teachers. You also have the calendar, which is going to show you all of the classes and what is required for the different classes, what is due when. This is going to be incredibly helpful for you. So that is just a brief look through the learning management system. Again, I have a much more in-depth video walkthrough of elementary, middle, and high school in my previous video, so I definitely recommend going back to that. But if you are looking for more information, definitely contact them. There is so much helpful information here. So if you go to the academics tab and click on our curriculum, you can scroll down and see the Legacy Online School Parents Handbook, and this is going to give you so much information. I definitely recommend coming through and reading this if you are interested in Legacy Online School. It is so very helpful and gives you so much information to go through, and it probably answers every question that you may have. Okay guys, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this was very helpful for you. If you have questions, certainly let me know in the comments. I would love to help you out. But like I said, their website is such a plethora of information, and their advisors are incredibly helpful. If you do have questions, definitely reach out to them. They have been generous in giving me a discount code link. It is Heather10 for 10% off your first month of enrollment. So definitely, if you want to try that out, use my link so you can get a discount, but try the live class, see if it's something that will work for you. And again, if you do have questions, please let me know in the comments, or you can email me. My contact form is always in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks guys. Bye.